Welcome, everybody. Welcome to my very special guest, pro celebrity guest, Katie Leigh. Yay!
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, yay.
And I want to say hey to a VIP out there in the audience today. It's Michael Robles. Say
Hey,
hello to Michael Robles. Michael
Michael.
is a pro celebrity level working actor, voice actor. Um, Done a lot of different voices. Do you want to say hello? Do you want to say anything? He's also our leader for Monday workouts. So every week, Michael works our butts off, and helps
Tushies.
us
Tushies.
focus on our tushies off, and keeps us focused on improv. Yeah, Michael?
Hi, everybody.
So
Yay.
today's focus is on improv and feeling excellence. And the reason I chose that is because I found excellence. I've touched excellence personally, but I found excellence to show you. Katie is full of excellence. I am Rebecca Haugh. I run VO Improv. I've been doing it since 2013, and this is our 10th year anniversary. I used to call it Love That Improv VO. Now it's just VO Improv. We've had many great people working with us, like Kif Van Hoovel and Michael Spera and some others. And right now, Michael Robles is with us every week, helping us stay focused and keep our muscles on improv strong. You do have muscles for improv. And my focus was because I, as an actor, wanted to have improv and I couldn't get it. Nobody did anything online. In fact, I had a hard time bringing people to understand that we could do this online. But now we do. And Katie's led some workshops for us too on character building and animation. That's one of her specialties. Katie Leigh, welcome.
Hi, thank you. I'm trying to do this special little thing for you here, and my screen is frozen because I want to see people's face. Can I leave and come back in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me do that. I'm so
If you don't come
sorry.
back, I'll be upset. But
I promise. I
okay,
promise. Just I don't
um,
okay, if I can do this. Okay, let me leave
okay.
and come back in.
So
Leaving.
let me just then give you guys the framework. What I did is I found a YouTube playlist that's a couple years old. I've shared on my newsletter in the past, but I went back to it again because I haven't looked at it in a while. And I'm going to be showing you some of that today because what it is seeing excellence essentially. And we're going to talk with Katie about what it feels like to feel excellence when you're doing animation. Tonight or today is our focus on animation, but it could be in anything related to voiceover. It's just kind of really fun, and that's her specialty. So I wanted to focus on animation, and I'm happily announcing, but not really telling you details because of an NDA, that I did my first TV series for animation, and I did two characters, and one of them was more, kind of in there in half of the episodes. It was 13 episodes, and another one was in, I think, almost every single episode, like maybe one or two, the character wasn't. And she was based on a character that I kind of have inside of me from doing improvisational dinner theater back in LA in the early 2000s. Mr. Sessoms, hi. So today I want to focus on characters and working with characters and finding excellence when you're working in characters. I'm going to play everything from my computer, and hopefully everything will work well technologically. We're waiting for Katie to come back, and I have to admit her, so I'm just keeping an eye over there to make sure that I do. Let's just take a moment, and whoever would like to just pop in and say, "Hey, I'm so and so from such and such a place." Why don't we start with Mr. Michael Sessom, since you're a former improviser with us, and tell us why you're here today.
Well, hello there. I'm Mr. Michael Sessoms. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I'm here just to join the rodeo with the rest of you folks.
Right on.
How y'all doing?
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Glad to see you again, Michael. Anybody else? Come on, Vanessa, Gwen. Gwen and I just worked out recently. Doreen. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Limonides. I'm in New York City. I'm a professional voiceover actor. I work in all genres, and I'm also a coach. And I've been receiving your emails for a while, and to check you out to also recommend my students to join your workouts. And
Awesome.
so I'm just here to to
Well, I hope
observe
you
and play.
we do you well. I'm challenging myself technologically today because I'm going to be showing multiple screens and we're going to be playing back from YouTube, which I hope all goes well. Thank you for joining us, Vanessa. And I'm so glad to see somebody from the East Coast. Who else? Summer, Andrea, Lynn, Doreen, Michael. Do you want to say anything? Michael Robles.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, Summer.
Hi, I'm Summer Calloway. I'm in Southern Oklahoma. Fairly new to voiceover, only been going a couple of years. I've gone through commercial coaching and demos and marketing. I'm doing all of those things. But I've heard that improv is a great way to get your chops up, to be able to expand your genres. And because of my location, you think your locations are bad. Southern Oklahoma, not a lot of improv around here outside of community theater, which can be helpful, but not quite the caliber that I would like to learn
Right.
in the
Cool.
future. So,
Very
yeah.
nice. Awesome.
My name
All
is
right, thank
Michael
you.
Robles,
Here we
and
go.
I'm a part of Rebecca's. I think we've been doing it for almost 2 years, so that's cool. It'll be the 2 years this coming year. I've been doing it, I think, just as long as Rebecca, maybe about 18 years. And yeah, improv is extremely important. If you can act, you're gonna book. Sorry about that. Go for it.
One of the things that I wanted
Wow.
to mention that Summer made me think of too, and Michael just kind of reiterated it. And here's Katie. Yay, she made it back.
I am. Thank you guys for waiting for me. I had to restart my computer.
Okay. So one of the things that's really important then for all the people who are kind of new and considering improv right at this moment, the reason why I felt like I needed improv, the reason why I said I got to find it or I'm going to do it myself because I couldn't find it, I did it myself. And the thing that they always want to know, and they've been saying this for the last 20 years, is we want to feel you. We want to know your personality, feel your personality come through. We want to know what you bring to this. We want you to be authentic, right? I mean, these are all the things we hear, right? Improv helps me be me and just forget all the rest and trust myself. This is what they tell you to do, but they don't really tell you how to do it. In improv, and Michael and Katie can definitely support me on this. In improv, we show you how to relax into being you, to play as an adult, which, most of us haven't been blessed with the experiences to tell you just be you and play, as an adult. So we have all these structures and being, good and fitting in the box. If you're younger, thank goodness you're starting now. So yeah, so it just helps you be you, whatever that means to you, because what we play with in improv is coming up with scenarios in your imagination based on your instincts, not based on anything else, but following some very simple rules. The yes and mantra is, finding agreement, but it's much broader than that. And it's pretty simple. It just takes an effort. You have to make those muscles work for you like you do when you pick up a thing of water. You're not even thinking anymore. You're just doing. And that's what improv helps you do. And I will tell you that if I don't do improv on a regular basis, I will feel like I'm thinking a lot more. And it's hard to turn off the thinking even with regular improv practice because you've got so many expectations for yourself or expectations of what you think somebody else is expecting from you.
Can I interject like in
Please
a
do. In
couple
fact, welcome
short
again, Katie Leigh.
what
Yes.
it does is it helps you get rid of your self-consciousness, I think,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a
Totally.
nutshell.
In a nutshell, it really helps you get rid of your self-consciousness so you can simply play like you were when you were a little kid. Yeah. Yeah.
Or a grown-up.
Or a grown-up. Yes. And I know so many parents who have young kids that find this much easier. So I'm going to go ahead and ask everybody to turn off their video now, and except for Katie and I, so that we can have our conversation and kind of be the focus. Because what I wanted to talk about was feeling excellence, right, Katie? Feeling excellence. Do you find that for yourself? And first, before you get into it, because some people here or might be watching in the replay don't know your background, can you just rattle off a couple of your?
Sure. Well, I've been working in the animation field here in Los Angeles for 42 years and a long, long time, 4 decades. And but my only acting training was improv. I did improv in San Francisco, and what I discovered was that really a lot of the voice actors, when I came into town, that was their training too, especially ADR, because that's all improvised. ADR post production work when we worked on movies. You're filling in background dialogue. It's all spontaneous. You got to make stuff up on the fly.
Mm.
And so, but the creating different characters in improv is what sort of, I guess, prepared me to do animation. So that's my background, and I've been doing that. I've been teaching workshops lately, going to conferences. People are very nice because I've lived this long, so I'm very thankful. They have memories. I also voice a character named Connie Kendall on a radio program, Adventures in Odyssey, and I've been playing her for 36 years now. And yeah, we're about to hit our 1,000th episode next year, so it's pretty.
Wow.
That's that pretty much my background. Is goofing off. Yeah, goofing off.
Where did
But
you
I
study
learned
in
so
San
much from other
Francisco?
people.
Yeah,
Pardon me?
yeah.
What'd you
Where did you
ask?
study in San Francisco? Where'd you
With
take improv?
Flash Family in San
Oh,
Francisco,
okay.
with Sue Walden, who started it, kind of like you guys remind me of each other because she started a whole thing called corporate training, where she'd go teach improv to corporate
Yeah.
executives all over the world
Yeah.
to
Wow.
get them to loosen up and to think
Yeah.
out of the box and
Yeah.
to be more comfortable with
And they still need
people.
that badly.
Oh yeah, she still does.
I
I think
mean,
it's called
those corporate people need that badly.
Yeah, I think it's called corporate vitality. So she was my
Awesome.
trainer, and I was just taking the classes at the time to sort of become less shy. So I did
Ah.
first course. That was fun. I'll take your next one. Take your next one. When we got to fifth one, she says, "Okay, now we're going to be on stage." I was like, "What? I never planned to be on stage." But you know what? When you face your fears, which
Yeah.
improv kind of does, it might
Yeah.
throw you situations that you never expected to be in. It
Right.
gives you confidence. So back to feeling
Yeah.
excellent. When you feel like
Mhm.
I can do this, I think that's an
Yeah.
excellent place to start.
Yeah. And be. Yeah, that's great. So when you've been doing certain roles for so long, would you say you're feeling excellent in doing those roles?
I'm feeling used to doing those roles. Yeah. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
I think because you bring your personality, like you said, to the character. So
Right.
once you feel like you know who you are, which improv helps make you feel like you know who you are,
Yep. Yep.
then you're not, wondering how do people want me to be? You're like, this is who I
This
am.
is who I am. Yeah. Like me or not.
And you know what? That's the entertaining thing. I think people forget if everything was like
The same
perfect and
or
not
perfect.
funny and there weren't
Yeah.
mistakes, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be entertainment. It would be the 5 o'clock news. So
Right. Or
right.
yeah. Or just, like what do they call that? Pleasantville or some fake, thing. Yeah.
Amityville, or no, that's
Amityville.
something
Yeah.
else. That's a
Okay.
shark,
That's a
isn't it?
shark.
Never
Dun,
mind.
dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
I just want to make a note. Angle, you are fine. Everything's good. Okay. So, Katie,
Yes.
I like what you said. And in terms of improv helping you, I always say stretch it to the edge of your comfort zone. Don't try to push it past because you need to feel comfortable there and then you'll be able to graduate your comfort zone outwards. It's like this circle around you or like this bubble that you just keep expanding and finding more fun and more play, right?
Well, and you
Um,
always discover new things about I just did a
yeah.
voice yesterday for an audition. I'm like, I've never heard me do that before. Where'd that come from?
Yeah.
You're always finding new things to do. Hi,
That's so
Michael, by the
true.
way. I don't know if you heard me say hi to you. I want to say hi to Michael and Lynn and Rose. Michael and I worked on a project bazillion years ago before met you even. So we're
Awesome.
old
Are
friends.
you're talking Sesams
No, well,
or
I know
Robles?
Michael Sessoms. He's in Texas.
Okay,
I'm
I'm
talking Michael Robles. Michael Robles.
Robles. Awesome. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Awesome. Yeah, Robles is fantastic. So what I wanted to bring up is that feeling of pushing your edges and when I did this animation, I was so scared to be very honest. I was so scared and I talked to Katie a little bit
I
about it.
remember you told me. I remembered that you told me that. I kept it a secret, but now that you said it, it's okay.
Yeah, okay, it's okay. So yeah, I was really scared. And what was so amazing just about the process was I got invited to do I got a call back, which was a live Zoom thing like this, right? Where they bring in the casting people and whoever the producers are. You don't know who's there. It's not in video, it's just audio only. And they basically have you do the character you
Hmm.
auditioned for. And I was like tanking. I just felt like this is just not, oh, I can't, I'm not, it was not
And you're my
excellence.
teacher.
But then they said, "Here, we want you to try this one and this one." And they gave me 2 cold scripts. And guess what? Those were the 2 that I booked.
Isn't that funny? Because isn't that funny?
And I was really comfortable with those characters too. So I just think that they liked me. They knew that they wanted me in the mix. And when you're dealing with creating a little bit of a series there, you're dealing with a bunch of characters and you kind of start picking the voice actors that you want mixed in and you're not maybe sure which character they're going to be voicing, right?
Absolutely. And that's why it's so good to be prepared when they hand you new stuff. I do a video podcast called Tell You Later, and I was just interviewing my friend who did Teddy Ruxpin's voice. I don't know if anybody remembers Teddy
That was a
Ruxpin,
talking stuffed animal
talking
bear.
bear. And comparing stories, like when you're not right for everything, just put yourself out there. The thing is, and what improv does is get you to have fun with your audition. You don't know if they're going to cast you or not. Like you
Right.
said, it's all in
Yeah.
the mix.
Right.
When they hand you something that you connect to and they hear it, they want that. So he went in, he had to match a voice. Somebody said, "Can you come at 10:30 at night? Can you match his voice? This guy we hired, he can't sing, but you can. Can you sing?" So he sang for Teddy. They're like, "That's great. Can you read this too?" You know what? You're Teddy. And that's how that happened, right? Same thing with my friend who was Barbie's voice. It was right after the earthquake in Northridge, and she said, "Can you come into audition?" "No." "Can you just read something over the phone?" She did. She said a couple lines. They said, "Can you be here tomorrow?" She read a couple lines and like, "Hi, Barbie." And that was
Wow.
the first "Hi, Barbie" there. So,
Which
when it's
reminds
right,
me of
it's right.
yeah, when it's right, it's right. Plus, what you said reminded me of something. I've been watching a lot of SAG after Foundation videos that are online. Everybody, you can go watch the stuff. It's free and it's good information if it's the topic you're interested in. And do you know who Jane Krakowski is? She's a comedic actress, and
I think so, yeah.
she got her big TV role in Ally McBeal. She's done a lot of Broadway. She sings, she dances, she acts. And she said the biggest thing that she can offer in terms of advice from her own career is because she keeps saying, I've been really lucky, I've been really lucky, I've been really lucky. But the thing is that she was prepared for when luck came,
Yeah.
right? So being prepared means just, keep on making sure all your
And
muscles are
sometimes
strong.
you're not even prepared, but just say yes
Oh,
and
yes,
you'll get
and
there.
yes,
Just
and which
say
is our
yes.
mantra, which is
I
improv.
can
Yes,
do it. You
which
want me
was,
to direct? Sure,
thank
I
you.
can do it.
You said it better than I was aiming for because basically I think that by improvising all the time, you're very prepared to say yes all the time when it's something you want to say yes to.
Mhm.
Um, which brings me to the next segment. So I wanted to show how it feels to watch excellence, at least. And so what I wanted to do is share a screen of, let me see, hang on a
I do
second.
have something for you, by the way.
Okay, but this is first, we're going to watch Tara Strong. All
Okay.
right. So let me go ahead and pull up. There she is. So here's the screen of Tara. And we're going to watch her. So what Vanity Fair did, let me just set this up for you, is Vanity Fair brought all these celebrity level voice actors together and each of them have their own little segment. And they were given, first they just did some intros. And so I'm starting in 7 minutes or, half a minute in. And Tara Strong, you can just look her up on IMDb. She's a huge voiceover celebrity. And they just show her these images. She's never seen them before, and she improvises their voices. And so we're going to watch her do this with
And guys, this is
this
like a
panda bear.
typical day auditioning for a cartoon. This is normal in our lives.
All right. So hopefully you'll hear this just fine. I'll turn it
No.
loud.
Because we're not getting that, I'm gonna have make that up from my head. I think when I look at it, I see a little boy, and I'm going to pretend that they said he thinks he's really tough, but he's not that tough, and he's missing some teeth, and he tries to fly into action, but he's a little chub, so he slips and falls a lot, but he really wants to be part of the team. Stay right, wait for me. I'm gonna take off now. Here I go. Wait a second, I'm gonna try that again.
Turn it up.
Okay.
Superheroes thing, take two. They left again. If you had a really low
Wait,
sky.
hang on, Rebecca. Can you change your settings so it says the source of the sound is your computer and not our
Yeah,
Zoom?
hang on. Let me see. Okay, guys, I
I
said that
think
the
we're
mic
hearing
is.
it through your speakers. I think that's what's happening.
Okay. Hang on a
Do you
second.
think so, Mike?
Hang on a second. Stop the share. Let me
Just check your settings that the sound is coming. The source from, I think you have to do source inside the computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But really, what Tara's doing is typical. I'll finish a day and I'm like, I just did 10 auditions today because they'll send video game auditions with 10 different characters,
Whoa.
female characters, right? So you got to, they're all due right at the same time. So you just have to fly through them and think about what to do.
Let's see if this works. You guys tell me. Let me share my screen again. You don't have to watch every single thing that she's doing. I just wanted to give us a sense of it. Let's see how that sound goes.
You still want to fight crime and say get out of my way. I like this thing. I don't know what it is. Sometimes it's fun to go off initial thought. Maybe this is the prettiest this species comes in. Maybe she's just beautiful. And when she speaks, she sings. And she loves life and all her tentacles. She just wants to be your best friend. Or she could be somebody down here that just thinks she's really pretty, but she's kind of gross. And she kind of makes these yucky sounds when she moves.
All right. Okay, so can you still hear me when I'm talking now? Okay,
Yep.
so just leave it like that.
Leave
Okay.
it.
I'll
Don't
leave it.
touch it. Don't
I
touch.
want to touch it. I want to touch
Don't
it.
touch it.
Touch it. Don't touch nothing. I
Don't
don't
touch.
touch nothing. Okay. All right. So that's excellence. And like Katie's saying, as a regular in that kind of an industry, and Tara Strong is up there with the TV series and everything, and Katie's up there too. She knows what it's like. That's
I
excellent.
have to say, that's how I got Dumbo's voice in Dumbo's Circus too. I went to read for a different character, and they said, can you do a boy voice?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think, yeah, sure." So that was on the spot too. So it's another
Awesome.
example of being prepared.
I'm prepared and being quite fearless, right? I mean, in some respects, you are prepared for who knows what. So it's kind of being.
And what have you got to
fearless.
lose? You don't have the job anyway. Right?
Exactly. So now what I wanted to do is play a little bit, and we didn't do any improv warm-ups or anything. I mean, a lot of the times in these free webinars, I do improv, we play games, but today I really wanted to kind of dive deep into a special subject, that feeling of excellence and what's it like and what's it look like and what's it sound like. And to hear from people like Katie personally, what this is like, right? And I know Michael Robles has done animation too. So yeah, so I'm sure you can speak to this, but what I wanted to do first is play a little game in a way. So I brought, just like they did with Tara, I brought an image, and hopefully, Katie, did you get an image? Did you find
I
an
got
image?
one for you.
So we are going to swap images and make each other do the same thing. We have not seen these images, and we're going to go ahead and, so you guys put in the chat, who should go first, Katie or me?
You
I hope they
just
pick me because I do not
roll a
want to follow
dice
you.
or something.
I have the chat open, so if you want to
It's
just put in
all good now. Now, don't even listen to what Rebecca just said because you're the only you there is. Whatever
That's
she
right.
does is nothing I can do. What is this? A vote? They're voting.
Okay, they
What
threw
did they
me
vote?
in. They threw me in. They threw me in. I think
Okay, so you want me
it's
to
a
put
mix.
you want me to share
But
my screen
but
or put it
share
in
your
the chat?
screen. If you whatever you want, like you can put it in the chat and I'll open it up from there, and then I can share my screen if that's easier for you, or you can just share your screen. I think that
Okay,
I gave
if you
you
gave me permission, I don't know
there.
if you
You have
did.
permission. You have
You
permission.
did. Okay, so here we go. Share screen. Hold on, let me open this up. I tried to crop it because you said you didn't want any specs. So,
Right. Yeah. This is just image only, like Tara Strong. Oh, okay, cool.
okay, so
Let's see
this is
if I
her
can see it.
name. I'll tell you her name though. You want her name or
Looks like
no? Do you
she's a
want her name?
macaroni lady.
She's Fettuccine. Her name is
Fettuccine.
Fettuccine. That's why I
Fettuccine.
got it for you. And so you see,
Okay.
she's
So
like,
she's
she's covered in
fettuccine.
pasta.
And she knows how to cook really good, but she's learning from mom. She's a young little fettuccine, and she has a little bit of eggplant.
Wait, excuse me, Rebecca. She's a zombie.
She's a zombie. That's why she's black. She's a fettuccine, so she knows how to cook the pasta, and she just doesn't made pasta too. So she takes a little bit of an Italian accent. It's a little sloppy in the way she talks because she doesn't have much of a tongue left. How about that? And sometimes it comes out a little bit messy. And yeah, so, and when she moves, she's a little bit slippery. Yeah, so yeah, when she walks, it's kind of like.
Oh, wait, actually she's a boy.
Oh God!
No, I'm
Oh,
teasing.
the fettuccine. Fettuccine boy is a little bit of a zombie. And
Love it.
he's a little bit sloppy, but he's gonna be a chef zombie. Yeah, but I want to eat you before I make my pasta. You're going to be part of the sauce.
Wouldn't you say the one she didn't want to do was the funniest? That was great. I loved your boy zombie
I had
pasta.
to switch. I was way deep in the other one. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. It's a yes hand.
I think you did great.
Awesome. Yay.
Now I'm the scared. Now I'm a
Wow.
scared.
There it is. You're going to have fun with this.
Oh, oh. You see, I noticed that his mouth goes off to the side like this, so I want to do it too, and it has really big eyes. And I also have really big aspirations, because
We didn't get that, but we know what you said.
I said I'm going to be a butterfly.
Oh, I want to tickle you.
Is a caterpillar ticklish? Well, it's always my belief that he giggles as he wiggles across a hairy leaf.
Oh my God!
I think that's the first poem I memorized.
Oh, that was so cute. That was so perfect. Oh my God. Yay!
Yay!
So anybody can do what we just did, and
have fun. You
yeah,
have
just
to have a sense of humor, and you have to want to have fun. People who are very serious should go do something else.
or figure out a way to break through, or bring that seriousness to an absurd level. That's another way you can
Absolutely.
play
That's
it,
what,
right?
when I do my animation workshops, like the more serious you are about the stupidest things, the funnier it is.
Mr. Robles, would you like to come on video with us? I wanted to let you
Yeah, I
talk
want to see your new haircut. Woo! And your mustache.
And those beautiful white teeth. He's in California.
I'm in California. It's hot. It's like 110
I was going to
right now.
say, it's very hot where he lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So what would you like to add in terms of, that feeling of excellence when you're hitting that mark and you are in the voiceover world with animation?
I would say find a POV that's really strong. like immediately. So think of, like, and have a list. This is something that we teach in our Monday workouts is begin compiling a list of things. Like, I don't have any friends, right? Nobody listens to me. I'm the smartest person in the room. Start having a list and then post it in your booth. And
Yeah,
that way,
keep it as something you can add to. In fact, the little zombie kid that I just did, I'd be like, I'm hungry. I'm always hungry. That's always a thing. That doesn't matter. I'm always hungry.
yeah, yeah.
That can be a point of view. Point of view, POV, same thing, right?
That is so excellent because I could take that same character you gave me and throw in any of those on top of it,
Yeah,
and then you've got an even more uh, uh, fleshed out character.
yeah,
Right.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't be a butterfly, but I gotta eat a lot of stuff first. I'm so hungry. Yeah.
yeah, I'm always hungry because I gotta
I'm
grow.
hungry.
Hungry. Yeah. So when you feel like you're hitting it, when you feel like you're totally nailing it, which is another way of describing feeling excellence, um, how would you characterize that? Katie and then Michael.
I characterize it like if you've ever had a tennis lesson, not a good tennis player, but I've had a lesson, and when you hit that ball right in the middle of your racket and you know you hit it right, that feeling, or a baseball, Mike understands that. He's a
Golf.
baseball player. When you hit it just right, you just feel it. It just and even when there's people around, everybody else feels it too, but you feel it
Right.
here. It just feels like I hit
Nailed
what
it.
do you call that? Hit the sweet you just
The
I
sweet
don't
spot. Yeah.
yeah.
Right in the
Right.
wheelhouse.
Yeah. Yeah. So I totally agree. And those are great analogies. The sports analogy of, sinking the putt or hitting the perfect drive. Those are golf analogies. Mr. Robles can probably relate.
Swish. Yes.
Or when I'm in a yoga move and you're just moving every single muscle into the right position and you're just going, it just feels good, right? It just feels like nothing else matters in a way because you're so in that moment, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally.
I would
So,
say it's important.
yeah, go ahead.
It's important to have people in mind in your friends. Like, we have this thing called friends and family character, where you pick a friend or family member who has a tick or has a very strong POV point of view, and then you embody that, and so you take on that character with their name and how they feel, and then try to mimic them as best you could in your character, and that will really help because they're very familiar to you, so it'll be easy to translate into a piece of copy into a performance.
And we don't want to give away any of your trade secrets, Mr. Robles, but yes, these are things that all
Right.
actors can do. And you being you and you layering in the way that you want to layer, the way that you perceive these other people, that's your interpretation. That
Mhm.
becomes then the uniqueness that you're bringing to that particular work that you're doing, that particular character. So point of view, making a list of a point of view so
That's
that you
so
have
good.
something to
So
refer
good.
to.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that. I'm gonna
You
do
want to
that.
see mine?
Yeah.
I can open it up. Let me just go get it.
I'm gonna get a point of view.
Do that time sequence like that.
Do, do, do,
I'll show you mine.
do, do,
Oh,
These
okay. You
are
have
Wow.
POVs that
time.
I've gathered over the years, and
Awesome.
I mean, you can see how extensive this is. There's probably about 50 of them. I need you to really like me. I distract easily. I have somewhere to be. I love to laugh. I prefer dogs over people. Like, that's a person. That's a person that you could use
Prefer
immediately in a
dogs over
character.
people. That's
Yeah,
right.
and it'll read. When you have a POV and you start getting into the copy, it'll read, as opposed to somebody who just generally goes into and just reads.
Well,
And
and that the other thing while you're looking, Rebecca, is that
There you go.
when we're doing characters, there's always something underneath. And
Yeah.
and we don't always want people to know what that is. So that even is more interesting. Like
yeah,
if
you
you're
may not
somebody like I
verbalize
love
it.
what Mike said. I don't like let's take I prefer dogs over people do. I hate cats and there's a cat walking around your feet and you're trying to talk to somebody, but you're what just so you're trying to cover up for it too can really be funny.
Yeah, yeah. So you can have a list that can be from however, wherever you can generate it. Um, you just keep it where it's accessible for you so that you can grab it and you remember where it is. And you keep adding to it. And let me just close this. We got another person
Those
coming
are
in.
great. Those are great.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't matter if you even take my list from a screenshot and type it yourself, because you're going to sound differently doing a balloon deflating than I will, right? Or you're going to sound different being horribly short-sighted. Some of this can be a point of view. Some of it can be a physical attribute too, right? I'm so disappointed. Everything's, there was a character I remember in cartoons earlier. Oh, Michael went away. That he was always sad. Was it a donkey?
Oh, Eeyore?
Eeyore is one of those. He's a
Droopy dog.
Droopy dog. I think that's the one I'm thinking of.
Droopy
He
dog sounded like he had some kind of a thing.
That's it. But he was always so sad. Everything was wrong. It didn't, and kind of Eeyore and Droopy Dog are both that kind of point of view, yeah. So yeah.
And when you do it, of course, you don't sound like him, but it gives you a place to jump off from.
Yeah, right. And then if you want to
POV, I love that. POV.
Yeah, point of view, POV. So jumping ahead, we're at 20 minutes left. Let's see. Right. Okay.
Hey, I just want to say, Rebecca, you're excellent at telling time.
Oh my God. It's just that I don't want to keep anybody long. I make promises and I try to live up to them. I feel it's my
Good.
duty. It's my nerd. It's my nerd in me. I've done Pat, before Pat the nerd.
She so excels at time, Sesame says.
I so excel at time.
Yeah, because you know what? There's two kind of
but
clocks too. There's like the kind that has hands, and then there's the kind that's digital. I
There's
think some
only
are called
only
analog
one
and
time.
yeah.
Time is the essential.
Some people don't know how to m equals times squared, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
So physical things. You have a list of POVs. Do you also have a list of physical characteristics that
I
you
kind of
use?
mix them together. I haven't been real clean about that, I noticed. And I don't think that that's a bad thing, but it sure would be fun to kind of separate them and create physical attributes and then points of view to be two separate lists that you can then kind of mix and match with. Yeah.
Absolutely, because our bodies inform how we speak. If we're weak, if we're bent over, if we have a limp when we, walk
Right.
and
Yeah.
eat,
Yeah.
all that stuff makes difference.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing I will say is I'm on a chair right now. I have a bar stool in here so that and I wanted to be up higher. So I can't really move around too much. But if you are in your studio and you are going to be doing some auditions or something, you should definitely be able to get on your feet and have some space around you. I have a kind of a generous space, but you should be able to move a little bit and have some arm movements so that you can be flexible. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I had this light bulb went on the other day when I was coaching or teaching, and I went, the word animate means move.
Animate.
It means
Bring
move.
to life. It means
So
to
we
bring to
need to
life.
be moving too.
Yep.
Yeah, and the more you move, the better your interpretations are going to be anyway, and they're going to sound more real. And like I always say, our ears are lie detectors. When you feel it, say it, it's true. We take it in, we believe it. We're all feeling the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Michael's made a suggestion. He says, let's participate in a drill, give them a taste of what we do in our workouts. Sure. Yeah. Like everybody come on video. Now, normally what we do when we do a workout, come on video, is we don't use video. Michael knows this and Mr. Sessoms knows this too. But what we do is we take it all off video and then we play with the audio sound, because that's what we kind of try to envision in a weekly workout. We try to remember this is about being in audio only, right? It's super fun to play with visuals though, and we do that.
But you still have to act as if people can see you. It's like we're doing theater of the mind, but you have to be on a stage in your booth.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah.
You're acting it out just as if you were on stage.
Yeah.
The only difference, and this is, I'm going to share a little tip if I can.
Okay.
Nothing that we do, everything we do has to have a sound because people can't see you. So, for instance, Rebecca, could you please raise your eyebrow for our listening audience?
Huh?
Yeah, now do it without the sound. We have no idea what she just did. We have to have a sound to do it. And then, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything. If I raise my arm, you want to hear it. If it's in the stage directions or if you're doing something and that, yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got to do that.
All right, let's all do that. Everybody come up with some sort of physicality that you can do that you will add a sound to so that we understand it. Michael Robles and then Mr. Sessoms will go that. Well, let's have Katie show us first. You just did a couple. But
I just did.
Yeah, you did. Okay.
Oh, no, I didn't. I told
you
you.
just did
So
it.
I'm going to, okay.
I just did.
Okay, here's one I love.
Yeah.
Love. Okay, rolling eyes. A lot of time that's in the script.
Great. Awesome. Mr. Robles?
Meh.
Dissatisfaction. That's a good one. That's hard. Mr. Sessoms. Running exertions all the time. Yeah. Who else would like to play? Gwen, Vanessa, Summer, Margaret? Margaret, of course. You can play. Unmute it. I think she got shot and she's dying. Very nice. It was a quick death.
Yeah, but I mean, people can die silently, but we wouldn't know they were dying. So, yeah.
I've been watching a lot of old film noir, and the bad guys always die with one gunshot, no matter where it is. You don't even know where it hits them in the body. They just go. So there's one way to die.
Yeah, they were much more efficient back in those days.
But when the good guy dies, he gets shot 5 times, and he's still.
Those cartoons are like Bugs Bunny.
Vanessa, Summer, Gwen, does anybody want to try?
Sure, I'll do.
Great.
Okay, I won't tell you what I'm going to do.
Jumping.
Right.
Perfect.
Very
Just
nice.
remember, don't actually
Don't
jump.
actually, no, of course not.
Yeah, you should turn the turn the camera. We'll guess what they're doing, but this is
Right.
good.
Yeah. Summer?
Yeah, I'll give it a try. Oh,
Nice. Good. Sighing. Disappointment of a lesser degree than Mr. Robles. Yeah.
yeah.
What
Awesome.
about here? I'm gonna throw some out. Picking up a rock. Someone want to do that?
A boulder?
No, it's just a pebble.
Ooh.
Throw it. Throw your pebble. Yeah, there you go. So here the difference. Everything has a different sound. Be aware of
and
your
the size
sounds
of
around
things
you.
matters too.
Mhm.
All right.
That's what she said.
What was that, Michael?
That's what she said.
How about picking your teeth? Who wants to do picking your teeth?
We should all try it.
Okay, try it.
I don't know where my mic is. I don't know if it's on the computer or here. Some people
Can
get
you
really grossed
imagine
out
that
with
in a cartoon? How funny
Yeah,
that would
totally.
be?
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me just
Scratching your head. How do we make it sound? How do we... I've got fleas.
Oh, silly.
Yeah. So, yeah, be a student of sound. I really feel like in voiceover and improv, our biggest tools are our ears.
I love it. Okay,
Any
cool. Put that in the
questions?
chat.
People
Yeah,
have
so I
questions?
wanted to open it up. Perfect. We'll hand the mic over to you.
I know, like we got the same brain power.
All right. Margaret, Summer, Michael, Vanessa, Gwen. You guys are the Soul survivors. Mm.
D, who's D and Ellen? I see more
Ah,
people
okay.
in
I
here.
only have the
Make your
view
screen
on.
bigger. Stretch it
Yeah.
out and you'll see.
There we go. Awesome.
Maureen,
Now, everybody
Andre,
who wants to ask a question, raise your
Marjorie.
hand. Go ahead. Great. Vanessa, what's your
Yeah, I
question?
just would love to hear more about the other workshops you offer and what the sort of structure they are,
Oh,
what levels you teach. Because I'd love to recommend you guys to
oh,
and
great.
throw some people your way.
And somebody earlier wrote a question, what are our websites? So I am hosting this through VO Improv, and you can find it on the web as lovethatImprovVO.com. You can also find it eventually with VO Improv. It's just that I haven't switched the URLs. So
Oh,
Rebecca
so
Haugh.
you've changed it to VO Improv and said, okay, got it.
Technically, yeah, the URL isn't working as great. I don't know why. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. If you put the dub and then VO Improv, it works.
That's what I find when I don't, sometimes you have to add that W, you need to, and then you
Yeah,
get to the right
yeah.
spot.
And then Katie does some coaching too, I think. And Katie, do you have a website you want to direct people to?
Yeah, I just put in there at katieleigh.com.
Right.
And I travel. I'm gonna do something in at Mavo, and then also in Atlanta. I don't know if anybody's in Atlanta on this group, but I'm going to Atlanta in November to do an advanced animation workshop.
Sweet.
I do stuff with GBAA, but one of the things I'm going to start doing on my own is an ensemble workshop. I do it with some other group right now, but it's all my experience. My sadness in life, my only sadness, my excellent sadness, is that we all don't work together like we used to. Go to the studio and play
Right.
off of each other. So I do an ensemble workshop where and I'm going to plan some more probably after
Awesome.
November, because I don't want to sabotage the things I'm doing in person with other people, but
Right.
just get a real animation script, cast it, direct it, have people learn to work with each other, because part of improv is imagining what the other people, how they're reacting, so you can come up with, all different ways of responding to, somebody else's. If someone says, I don't want to go, and
Right.
then how do you respond to that? Or I don't want to go. How do you react? So there's different ways, and that's what's great about working with other people. It just helps feed that hopper of ideas. So that's one of the things I've been doing,
That's
and
great.
private stuff. But I'll probably send you to Rebecca first, which is what I usually do. Go take improv.
I'm doing a beginner type of I'm typing while I'm writing workshop. It's on September 5th with VO Extra. I just put that in there. I realized I sent Michael Robles the direct links for my regular stuff. I'm going to repeat those in the to everyone. So this is my main Love That Improv VO or voimprov.com. And then October, I'm doing VO Improv 101. And you can find all of that at my website, www.voimprov.com or lovethatImprovvo.com. Angle has her hand up. Let me get to her. Oh, and you want to take yourself off mute if you
Yeah,
can.
there we go. I had to find it. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me today. And I do live in the Atlanta area, so
Oh,
Very
yep.
nice.
well, it's at Atlanta Voiceover Studios. It's the advanced. Usually they take Brian's class first, his animation for intro class, and then it's November 18th.
November 18th. Okay, yeah, I know you have to do like some prerequisite classes for Atlanta Voice Studio, and I'm looking into that now because I'm hearing the common denominator is improv.
Cool.
But my question is, in reference to audiobooks, I do enjoy doing audiobooks. I don't know why I enjoy doing audiobooks,
Don't have to
but I
explain
do.
yourself. You don't have to explain yourself.
But I really do love it. But what I don't hear a whole lot is, and I love, Katie, that you talked about the sounds. I like to incorporate sounds whenever I do auditions for clients, but I really don't hear people do a whole lot of sounds when I'm listening to audiobooks. Is this something that maybe authors probably frown upon? Do you know that answer?
I think
Or
audiobooks are you talking about when they're reading dialogue, or if you're just reading the book?
yes,
Because
yes, reading dialogue. Correct.
I think it's
If there's a
difficult.
laugh, I will laugh, but then that's as far as I would go. I don't
I,
do the little grunts or like if they're stretching, if it describes that, I don't make that sound.
I
And I was
think
just kind of
that's all they
wondering.
really want in audiobooks. It's not quite the same as animation or commercials. Have you done
Okay.
books, Rebecca?
Um, yeah, I've done about 5, and what I've noticed is it really just depends on who the producers are, and maybe that's the authors, and maybe it's a production company. Um, it really depends on them and the content, and the content. And I remember a woman who was coming to our workouts all the time, and she did a lot of character voices for the different conversations for these different fantasy type audiobooks. Um, and I don't remember her focusing a lot on efforts or sounds, you know.
I think
So
it somehow interrupts the flow because we're supposed to be reading a book, not dramatizing it. Now, there are a lot of dramatizations out there,
yeah,
novels,
I was
scripted
just thinking about the same
podcasts,
thing. Right.
and
Yeah.
that would require more of that radio shows like what
Radio
I do.
theater
By the
type
way,
of
Engel, if you want
experience.
to talk to me about that workshop, you may qualify anyway if you've done stuff with Rebecca or you've done whatever. So if
And
you're
if you've got a
interested
link, Katie, and you want to put it into the chat, you're welcome to do that
for
too.
the workshop or just
For
my
and just put the
email.
date, put the date. Well,
Okay,
don't put
I'll
your
look for it.
email because I think that's they can connect you through your site, right?
Right. Okay. I
I mean,
have
I
to.
don't know if it's up to you. Totally up. I just if it's not something you want
Well, that
everybody to
makes
have.
sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't care. My
I know. You're
life's an
so
open
she is
book.
like the nicest
Call
person
me,
in
ask me
voiceover.
anything. It's okay.
Um,
I'll look.
yeah. We met in 2014 at the Voice conference. That was the very first one that was going on. It's the only one I think I've been to. And I was so excited because it was in Anaheim, and I'm like, I'm going to Disneyland, or I'm going to be near Disneyland because I'm going to watch fireworks.
Oh, that's right. And
Right?
and and
Remember?
I didn't even go to the conference. We were just down in the bar. At least Biggs took me,
And
and
we were
that's right.
chatting, and I'm like, I'm going to my room because I got my room because it has a view of
And I said,
fireworks.
"Can I go with you?" And she said,
I
"Sure."
invited
I'm
you and
so
your husband. Yeah, I was like, let's go for, and bring a, bottle of wine or whatever.
We
We're
went,
gonna,
and that's the first time we met. And then the
yeah,
next time I ended up visiting you at your home. Like it's like
yep,
our community is like so. We're all cousins, by the
yeah.
way. You know that, right? Uh,
Anyway, are there any other questions we can answer?
I'm
It's
gonna
been my
check.
pleasure having Katie as my guest. Mr. Sessoms.
Hello. I
Hello.
have a question. Can there possibly be any discounts or specials on workouts or workshops?
Well, yes, in fact, there can be, at least with the VO Improv. If you have been working out with us in the last year, taking a class or something like that, you're going to qualify for a friend of VO Improv, and you get a discount, and it depends on what you're signing up for. If you go to the website, you'll see that prominently. It was called alumni, and a lot of people got confused with that, so I sort of scratched that out, and we're trying to call it VO Improv Friend, somebody who's been with us in the last year. We'll love to have you back, and
Woohoo!
we love everybody who's been with us. Mr. Sessoms was with us for quite a few years, and he's very talented. You have a podcast, don't you?
Yes,
Still?
I do. It's
Yeah.
Mosquito Springs Paranormal. It's kind of a buddies
Ooh,
podcast where they run into zombies and ghosts and other weird things,
Yeah.
aliens.
Yeah, it's
that is
very, very
super cool.
creative. Very creative.
Well, I also
Oh, yeah,
I
you
do
you
give
have your show. Your
I,
show.
I give it no I give a discount. I forget. I know I offer them, and they're on my website. I haven't
There
been
you go.
super
That's
active.
all you need to say. That's
That's right.
perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect.
So that's a link to the page where it's the workshops listed at Atlanta Voiceover Studios and other stuff they do. And if you scroll down, you'll see mine because I don't know
And
what.
I'll be in touch with you about ensemble because that sounds so great. And I was in a workshop with a casting guy at a production company that does animation. He's like, we love it when people have ensemble experience. So maybe Mr. Robles and I can come up with something too. Huh? I don't know, maybe. Or Katie and the three of us, something
Well,
like
when
that.
you do your workouts, you also have interaction between the characters, don't you?
Oh, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Like when we're doing a workout, we have workouts that are every week, and we shift around. So we're playing improv 2 out of 3 weeks in a month. And then the third week is always focused on script. I also do a separate dive into scripts workout that you can come, and that's a once a month, and that's at a different time and a different day of the week.
Well, that
And
sounds like ensemble, is it?
not quite, but we can make, we're really focusing on using improv as practice to make sure that you're thinking about all of the things that we want to as actors, but you can improv into it because you can imagine where you are, imagine who you are, imagine who you're talking to, and imagine what that space is like and where you are. And physically, what are you doing? Right.
Right,
So
exactly. All
that
that
you're
is
focused on
necessary.
all of that to play as in the sandbox, and it can be um, we're practicing playing with it as a two-person kind of an interaction because that person against another one because there's a script. So the focus with scripts is primarily individualized, but with a group, so we all help each other through it in that sense, and we give each other suggestions, like you do see on improv and comedy and stuff like that. Um, we have a blast doing that. And in the other days when we're doing our weekly workshops, or workouts, we are focusing on just all the skills and scenes, and that's all ensemble work for sure. Absolutely. 2 or 3 players, sometimes a group in a string of a circle, going around and around. And if you have any questions about what I'm doing with VO Improv, feel free to email me at improv@lovethatrebecca.com. I'll type that in the chat and everybody will get a replay, and I'll send the links that we've put into the chat into the replay email. So you'll be able to get that. So whoever's listening later will be able to find those.
Yeah, and you guys seriously tell your friends. I do recommend Rebecca to just about everybody who, if they haven't had training, I'm like, it doesn't matter where you are. You can join her Zoom class and get some
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the beauty of it. And it's a playtime for adults in a way, in a clean way. Um, uh,
Sometimes.
yeah. Other than that, I think we've covered it and we've hit our hour pretty much to the second here. Does anybody have any final
Well,
questions?
I can vouch for the workouts. They are awesome. And you have a lot of fun, you learn a lot, and you go away with tools that you can use in your auditions and stuff.
Yeah. And I always like to reiterate that it's from your home studio. So like a lot of us have been and are right now in the home studio, and you're doing this. So you feel that space, you can bring it back. For me, that's really important. It's super important. You're not doing it in your living room, you're not doing it outside or with a group on a stage. It's really in the space where you work. So you remember and you feel that. I think that's just so critical, and it's
That
overlooked
is
in a
an
way.
excellent point, Rebecca.
Thanks.
Excellent.
I think
Excellent.
it's so important. All right. Mwah. Thank you for coming. Love you guys. Appreciate you showing up.
Thank you.
For those of you who are new, and take care. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining. Ciao.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Katie. Love
Thank
ya.
you. Now I can go to Colorado.
Have a great trip.